Listen, guys, ambitions is back, honey. When I'm telling you about grown and sexy, that is exactly what it is. At first, I wasn't even gonna mess with the show because I thought it was another Tyler Perry production. But when I look, I'm like, wait, it's not associated with Tyler Perry. I'm like, wait, Robin Givens, Brian White. Okay, you had me so, honey. So let's just go right into it. I'm trying to keep this one short because the last one I shot was like 48 minutes. I'm like, I cannot do that. I wouldn't command 48 minutes of anyone's time, so I can't expect anyone watching this video to do the same. But hang in there with me because there were so many OMG moments. Oh my gosh. So yes, episode opens with Amara and Titus arguing. Now, if you remember from the mid-season finale, Amara had to talk to Titus about something, so she went to his hotel room. And honey, when she knocked on her husband's hotel room, Stephanie Lancaster, played by the amazing, seasoned, chocolatey, sexy, silky skinned Robin Givens opens the door in a robe. And of course, Robin Givens is going to give Amara the impression that, yeah, I'm fucking with your husband, but wait and see. So they're arguing about this, and Titus is like, wait, why don't you let me explain? Stephanie was like, Amara was like, what is there to explain, Titus? I went to your hotel room. It was Stephanie with your robe on. She put on my robe. I went to another room. She set everything up. And then Amara was like, smack. Amara gave Titus that Amina Peter gun smack. That infidelity smack heard across the world, around the world. That smack was everything. Titus was like, ooh. So then we get to Rondell in the restaurant. Rondell's there with the police officers. Rondell's dad was just shot and murdered. And the police officer was like, we searched him. We couldn't find that engagement ring he was going to give his old lady. His money was gone. So it looks like a robbery. So whoever killed Senior, it was an assassination, but the person made it seem like it was a robbery so that they couldn't look into the more nefarious reasons for taking his life. But Rondell was not convinced. Rondell was like, Greg Peters, you killed my daddy. So she's talking to the police officer. She's grieving. She's hurt. She just lost her dad. She's in the restaurant. Child, something serious. So we go over to Bella. Let me tell you something about Bella. Like, Bella plays an airhead character, and they gave Bella an equally as airhead name, Bella. Like, she's so dumb. The name is dumb, and she can't act, and I understand she must have acted somewhere down the line for her to get this role, but I'm saying she's not as seasoned, she's not as developed, so watching her act kind of makes my eyes bleed. So hopefully, right there, blood. So hopefully as these seasons progress, we can see growth in this character, because right now every time she comes on my screen, I'm like, what's going on? So anyway, Bella just got the best sex of her life, honey, from Ignacio. Ignacio was some kind of designer that wanted to work with her and her brand. Bella's a designer. Bella's trying to get her brand in airports, on the block, anywhere possible. So Ignacio afforded her the opportunity. It took about 3.5 seconds for Ignacio to bed Bella, as it would. It's Bella. So anyway, Bella just had sex with this man. This man texted her, said, thank you so much for the amazing night. I'm headed back to Brazil. So I guess that's what we're doing. Having sex in the house with our children, and then, your sexual partner peacing out to see you God knows when after he comes back from Brazil. Anyway, so she's looking for her son, Joaquin. She goes in the room. She doesn't see Joaquin. Joaquin, I don't like when you play hide and go seek with me. Where are you? After looking for a while, she's like, Joaquin, this is not funny. Joaquin, where are you? And then she realizes, oh my gosh, my son is not in my house, which is absolutely frightening. She goes back in the room and then she sees this old school ass note. Like, what in the 1995 shit is this? The ransom note was a paper with like the letters cut out. I'm like, it is 2000. Like, was this scene set in 1998? Because it's 2019. Like, call a bitch up on a burner phone and tell her exactly what it is, or text her. I just thought it was like real old school. Like, who's doing that nowadays? Like, there's a lot of kidnapping in Haiti. I guarantee you the kidnappers don't have like little papers with squares cut out. That's just not how we do it in this technological world when you're trying to kidnap somebody. So anyway, she sees, she's like, she realizes her son has been kidnapped. Oh my God. So they go back to Rondell in the restaurant, and Rondell's brother, Evan Lancaster Jr., comes in, and he's played by Brian White of the amazing Hairline. Ooh, child. I've been watching Brian White for a minute. And I said, when I have kids, my sons will always have the Brian White hairline. Little did I know that hairline costs a lot of money to do it, because you have to keep that up every single week, and you need the time to take the kids down to the barbershop every single week. And I was a single mother of 2 boys. I don't have the time, nor do I have the money, but I sure do appreciate Brian White's sharp lineup. So he comes there, and she's grieving, and she was like, immediately, Rondell says, you know what? Greg Lancaster killed my daddy. Greg Lancaster, he killed him. He killed my daddy. I tell you, he killed my daddy. So her brother, Mayor Lancaster, is comforting her or whatever. And then Rondell's love interest, the councilman, walks in, and he wants to talk to her. He heard about what happened. And Mayor Lancaster was like, take care of my sister. And he gives the councilman time to talk to Rondell, but he leaves. So we go back to Titus explaining to Amara exactly how things went down. No, he did not sleep with Stephanie. Stephanie set the whole thing up. He went to take a shower. Stephanie put his clothes on and made it seem like it was what it was. And then Amara was like, okay, all right. Did you want to have sex with her? He was like, yeah, I did. I thought about it. I appreciated his honesty. And Amara was like, what stopped you from tearing all clothes off? He was like, you. Like, I love you. Like, you're my wife. I love you like nobody else. And Amara started like tearing up, like, but you were with Stephanie before me, so it would make a lot of sense that you would go back to Stephanie to hurt me. Titus was like, listen, I love Stephanie, because, Stephanie and Titus had a thing back in college, and Amara was actually Stephanie's sorority sister, just a couple of years behind. And Titus ended up, he was dating Stephanie Lancaster, but he ended up messing with Amara and ended up marrying Amara. So Titus was like, I can only love Stephanie the way a 22-year-old can love a woman. And if we know a 22-year-old man, that maturity level is about this high. But he was like, when I met you, that was something else. He said, Amara, I fell in love with you. Amara, you were the one. And she started crying. And I'm like, oh, listen, let me tell you, I guess the budget the budget for Ambitious is a lot larger than the budget for an Oval or a Sisters. Because when you look at these actors and the quality of work and the range, Essence Atkins, aka Amara, started crying, and she was like, oh my God, Titus, you are the love of my life. Like, the tears are streaming down when she's kissing him or whatever. And then she gets a call that's urgent. But I'm like, let me tell you something. These actors could give me complete life. And in that scene, Amara, aka Essence Atkins, gave me everything that I need. It was a nice scene. So, all right, so, Bella is upset. Oh my God, my son's gone. So she calls baby daddy. Evan Lancaster to come over. And now, if you're watching from the first part, you would know that Brian Lancaster is married to Stephanie Lancaster, but Brian Lancaster has been having an affair with Bella, which resulted in a son, Joaquin. That son is the one that was kidnapped. So she called baby daddy, Evan Lancaster, to talk about it. So they're going back and forth. They're comforting each other. And at one point, Mayor Lancaster was like, how do I know you didn't do it? And then Bella was like, well, how do I know you didn't do it? So they were going back and forth. And Evan was like, how about Roderick? Because Bella used to talk to Roderick, but then they double-crossed Roderick. When I say they, Bella and Evan did something where they double-crossed Roderick and pissed Roderick off. So Evan was like, what if Roderick did it? And Bella was like, he sent me a cake with the words whore on it, but he loved Joaquin. He would never do that to Joaquin. So they're going back and forth talking about suspects and everything like that. And then Evan Jr., Mayor Evan Lancaster, let Bella know that his dad just died. His dad was shot. And she was like, oh my goodness. Oh, she hugs him. Oh my God, her acting makes my eardrums pop. It's terrible. So anyway, I love the show, so I bear through it. Anyway, so they're going back and forth or whatever. And then Bella is comforting Mayor Lancaster about the loss of his dad. And he was like, wait, somebody took our son from his bed. What were you doing? Where were you? How did you not know that another physical entity came into our house to snatch up our son? And she's looking at him like, because I was getting my back blown out, and I cannot tell you that. Lucky for her, his security protocol, Mayor Lancaster was like, oh, we have to tell you something, whatever. And he was like, hold on, Bella, I'll be back. She was like, what is more important than our son? He was like, whatever, they have to tell me. Hold on. So he goes over, he talks to his security detail. His security detail lets him know that Daphne is alive. Now, Daphne is the freak nasty assistant that was working with him. Daphne and Mayor Evans love the sadomasochists. They love the ball gags. They love the whips. They love the chains. They love the boom, boom. They like the pain with the sex. Okay, I guess so. So anyway, he went over for an appointment, last mid-season or whatever. When he showed up, she was all choked out. He thought she was dead. But thankfully, they took her to the hospital, and he was like, she's alive? They were like, yes, she's alive. He was like, oh, thank you. Did you scrub everything down? Even though she's alive, he's not trying to be implicated with whatever's going on. Whoever tried to kill Daphne's behind, he's not trying to be like, He's not trying to be into all that or whatever. So he walks out, and is like, he leaves baby mama grieving about the child, that is kidnapped. So I'm like, whatever. So we go back to Rondell. Rondell is sad. She's mourning the loss of her dad. And then Councilman walks in. Councilman is the guy that she's sweet on him. She was talking to him. They're trying to develop something. And, she's already in her feelings because her dad dies. But to compound that, they had an issue where Rondell was ready to sell the diner for big bucks to, the Greg Peters developer, and the councilman came at her crazy. Like, why would you do that? You're the one that's fighting for our neighborhood, and you're going to sell your restaurant? Now he feels bad about it. Now he's talking to her. He's like, I shouldn't have told you what to do with your own stuff. And Rondell's like, well, thank you, councilman, for giving me, permission, to do what I want to do or whatever. So they're talking, trying to get on the same page, and then here she comes. Robin Givens. Robin Givens walks on the scene. And there's something about Robin Givens' presence. Like, I couldn't be an actress against her. Her presence is something regal. She walks in, nice burgundy lip. Usually she has a red, fierce, intense lip. It was burgundy. It was muted. She had an all cream outfit on. She walks in and her face is distraught. There's sadness and there is sorrow. Up until this point, Stephanie Lancaster AKA Robin Givens has been a complete bitch. She walks into that restaurant just like vulnerable. And then Rondell says, you know what? Rondell sends the councilman away, and her bestie was there. Her bestie happens to be Bella's mother. She sends them away. She's like, I got this. I'm like, all right. She's about to tear Robin Givens' ass up. She's about to tear Stephanie Lancaster's ass up. But she doesn't at first. At first they walk in and Stephanie's like distraught. She's crying. Her face, like you see vein all up in here. Like Stephanie's sad. Like she loved that man. She loved it. Regardless of whatever was going on, she loved her stepfather. So her and Rondell were talking. Rondell was like, did you tell the grandkids? And then Stephanie was like, that was the first call that I made. It was the first call that I made. And I was like, oh God, this is a good scene. Because I thought Rondell was about to rip Stephanie Lancaster a new asshole. But she didn't do that yet. They were grieving. And then Rondell says something where Stephanie Lancaster was like, are you suggesting that I had something to do with, Pops' death? And Rondell was like, I'm not suggesting. I'm saying you were responsible for my daddy's death. That's a little bit harsh. That is, I'm going to tell you why it's harsh. I understand where Rondell is coming from. Greg Peters is Stephanie Lancaster's client. Greg Peters wants to buy all the property around the area, gentrification, eminent domain. He wants to take over so that he can do his corporate bullshit and push all the neighborhood black people out. So I do understand where Rondell is coming from. But at the same time, Rondell said, Stephanie said, I tried to make you listen to reason. Like, just sell and just get it over with. A, and then B, when I saw that you weren't trying to sell, Stephanie Lancaster got protection for Rondell and Rondell's daddy, Sr., Evan Lancaster Sr. They sent the protection away. So I can understand where, Stephanie Lancaster is looking at Rondell's like, listen, I tried. You rebuffed all of my attempts to keep you and your dad safe. So I was riding with Stephanie Lancaster, a.k.a. Robin Givens, on that one, So I can understand. But listen, Rondell was not trying to hear all of that. Rondell kindly dismissed Stephanie Lancaster, told her to get the hell out of her restaurant. And Stephanie was she was sad. She was sad. Like, there was such a humanity and vulnerability in that scene. And it's interesting how the scene started with them connecting over grief and it ending with just the blame game. Where Rondell was like, oh, you're at fault. Like, oh, I thought they were connecting over death and they ended up not connecting. That was sad. So we go to the hospital. Daphne's recovering. Daphne's in the bed like, then Daphne's eyes, like she's waking up, she's coming out of her comatose state. And Daphne sees a dark-haired nurse with the poppin' red lipstick. Daphne, and then the nurse had a hypodermic needle, like she was going to stick Daphne with something. I'm like, Daphne, I mean, that's like normal. You're in the hospital. They're going to stick you with shit, But Daphne knew to be concerned. She was like, oh, this nurse don't mean me no good. So Daphne was about to open her mouth and, but then Omara walks in. And at this point, the dark-haired nurse was like, I will come back and check your blood pressure. So Omara is talking to Daphne. Omara was like, listen, they tried to do you in, my sister. They tried to do you in, work with the Department of Justice. We'll get you, protected. We'll keep you safe. And Daphne, who is terrified, is like, no, I'm not talking. I'm not snitching. This is not Tekashi 69 and this bitch. Exactly. So, stop. I'm sorry. Daphne was like, I'm not talking. So, Omara, again, steady trying to get Olga to flip and tell what she knows so that, she can keep her safe. And then another nurse walks in. Now, mind you, the first nurse looked Hispanic or white, dark, raven haired. But then the second nurse was black. She looked like me. Like the nurse really did look like me. So it was two different nurses, and Amara Smart behind. And the nurse walked in and said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I need to take my patient's blood pressure. And Amara Smart behind was like, wait, there was another nurse that was here to take her blood pressure. The other nurse, the black nurse was like, yeah, I'm not sure who that would be. I'm her only nurse. Amara looked at Daphne like, really? I know they trying to kill you. Amara whipped out that phone to order protection protocol or order a security detail on Daphne because Daphne's life is in danger. Amari mentioned that they killed the mayor's daddy. They killed a couple other people. They're tying up loose ends, so you will be next. So, I like the fact that Amar was looking out for Olga. I was like, you know what? I'm going to need you as a witness, and the only witness that is effective is a witness that is alive to talk. So she ordered the security detail on her, which is good. So then we flash over to, the mayor giving a press conference about his dead daddy, and he's like, we will get to the bottom of this, and we will bring all those who are responsible to justice. And then meanwhile, Stephanie Lancaster, his wife, is standing right next to him. So sad. She's sad. Like, she knows she had a part to play with it in it, but she's a little bit sad about how things went down. So after the press conference was up, they went back into the Oval Office. Is that what you call the spot for mayors? The Oval Office, whatever it is. They went back in there. They're talking, they were going back and forth. And now Stephanie pressed Brian White, a.k.a. Evan Lancaster Jr. She said, I went to Rondell's and I thought you would have been there to support your sister with your dad dying. And, he gave him some kind of bullshit-ass lie, like, whatever. He told us some bullshit. But I feel like Stephanie Lancaster is getting to a point where she's understanding that, yeah, that husband of hers is no good. But you're not any good either, Stephanie. Like, you are sleeping with your client, Greg Peters, although he is fine. But the point is, we got two people who are married who really shouldn't be married. Two narcissists who really shouldn't be married. So, they're talking to go back and forth. Lancaster tells us some bullshit about why he wasn't with his sister longer by the time she got there. And then Stephanie was like, all right, nigga, and just walks out. And then after she walks out, bring, call from the kidnapper. We want $1 million. Oh, shit, you want $1 million for an outside baby. I know I sound terrible, but I'm not sure how you're gonna pull out that $1 million without your wife, Stephanie Lancaster, finding out. But okay. Amara stops in to check on Rondell, and Rondell is not doing good. Rondell is sitting there with her daddy's rifle, like just looking in a haze, like she's cleaning it. She has a rag, she's cleaning it, but you can tell she's going through that stage of grief where it's like, damn. Am I really not going to see him anymore? I love that actress who plays Rondell. I follow her on Instagram. She's even prettier on Instagram when she's not all dolled up with the makeup. She is, she's really pretty. And she's very positive. I like her. I forgot her name and I didn't look it up for the video, but I should have. But she's sitting there with the shotgun and, Amara, comes offer her support, and Rondell just looks at Amara and says, why they had to kill my daddy? And it's like such a simple question, but it's loaded with so much emotion. Like you could have killed anybody else. And it's like, when I'm looking at the young lady that died on the Clark Atlanta campus with the roommate and the roommate's boyfriend, the dad, what was her name? I don't know her name. I said the wrong name on another one of my reviews. But the dad was like, why'd you have to kill my daughter? Like, you could have killed me. It's like that kind of grief where you're questioning why, whatever happens. It's like, damn. That's heavy. That's heavy. So, I didn't think it was going to get that emotional. So, Amara said, listen here, I will do everything in my power working with the Atlanta justice system to bring this murderer to justice. And Omar was like, girl, what are you about to do with that shotgun? Because you can grieve, girl, but you don't want to end up in jail. At that moment, damn, Stephanie Lancaster, aka Robin Givens, walks in. And then when she walks in, this is what I love about Robin Givens. And Robin Givens is the same type of character that Omari Hardwick is. Omari Hardwick from Power. They act with their faces. Like you don't see emotion. They don't have to use words to convey emotion. So when Stephanie Lancaster walked in, I saw shame, I saw sadness, I saw vulnerability. She looks up at Rondell, and Rondell looks at Amara and says, you know what? I'm going to go upstairs with my daddy's shotgun because I do not want to catch a case. Girl, you do that. When Stephanie Lancaster sees that Rondell's really not messing with her like that, she turns around to leave. And here comes Amara. Oh, Stephanie, I have to talk to you. The brilliance of a Robin Givens. Robin Givens breathes. She breathes. She turns around. She's like, is there something that I can help you with? And this is the genius of a seasoned actress. Like, one moment, Stephanie Lancaster had all this vulnerabilities. She was so sad. She was turning around to leave defeated. As soon as she heard Amara, a.k.a. Essence Atkinson's voice ask her a question, oh, she was right back in bitch mode. She was like, listen, I was sad for 1 minute when it came to relating with my sister-in-law. With you, bitch, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to manger, bitch. Manger. So she turned around. She said, is there something I can help you with? And, you know, Amara's trying to check her about Titus. Like, how can you, try and, sleep with my husband, like stripping out your undies, making me think that there is something going on. And Stephanie, Titus told me everything, Stephanie. Titus told me everything, that you did A, B, and C. And Stephanie, who's too smart for these reindeer games, is like, is that what he told you? Omara, honey, I didn't have a key. He invited me upstairs. So these ladies are going back and forth, and I must say I enjoyed this scene because you had two alpha females with this issue. And men's is be some big issues going back and forth. So so Stephanie was like, Amara, please, Amara, just get it right. You were a side joint, like you were a one night stand. And Amara quickly checked her like a one night stand that resulted in a 25-year marriage with children. And Robin was like, all right, let's get this all the way straight. We went to college together. We were sorority sisters. I was dating Titus first. Titus slept with my best friend. You got pregnant and couldn't even take that child to full term. So Titus was locked in with you. You were a matter of obligation. Ooh, Stephanie is such a... Stephanie's a bitch. Stephanie's a bitch. She came at her crazy like that. But then they were going back and forth, and Amara got to a point. Amara was like, I will get you. Whether in handcuffs, chains, I will get you. And Stephanie was like, listen, better women than you, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills. Better than women than you have tried to come after me and have failed. The grave that you were trying to dig for Stephanie Lancaster, Omara, you will rot in it. Oh. Hallelujah. Oh. And then Omara, who's not backing down, Omara is like, you are pathetic. Pathetic. And walked out. And the reason why I'm going to call Amara as a winner on this is because she hit a nerve with Stephanie Lancaster. Stephanie Lancaster's face dropped like, oh, yeah. Stephanie Lancaster was hurt. Like Omara calling her pathetic was the mirror that she needed to see, because at that moment I felt like Stephanie Lancaster felt she was pathetic. As much influence, as much money, as much as a family name as she has, yes, I am pathetic. I was like, Give me more, give me more, give me more. So we go over to Bella. Bella's upset. Bella has a best friend that comes over. Bella tells the best friend exactly what's going on. Bella was like, oh, my kid was kidnapped. Her best friend was like, oh, damn, kidnapped? Like, bitch, how'd you let that happen? Like, where was you? But anyway, Belle's best friend, comforts her at, her time of need. At the same time, Bella's best friend was like, listen, if they're asking for something, just pay them. Just pay them. At the end of the day, your son is safe. Just pay them. So, oh my gosh, Evan pays a visit to Greg Peters to call himself, avenging his dad's death. He walks into Greg Peters' apartment and in an overdramatic scene pulls out a gun. I just laughed throughout the whole scene. Like, Brian White, you know better than to give me some kind of crass bullshit like that. Like, it was so over dramatized. Brian White, aka Evan Lancaster Sr., pulls out the gun. Greg Peters was not fazed. Greg Peters, I did not have anything to do with your daddy's death. Please exit left. Which is exactly what the mayor did. So, Amara comes home looking worn out. It's been quite the day for Amara. Between, messing with Stephanie, her husband, all this nonsense. But then Stephanie notices the door is open. Her refrigerator door is open. She said, is there somebody in here that shouldn't be? So then, Amara's my type of woman. She grabbed the knife wearing the chook. She had that knife ready. And then stairs. Creak, creak, creak. Somebody's coming from upstairs. Girl, you should have known it was an intruder. Which intruder is going to come down the stairs that quickly? And no, it was not an intruder. It's her daughter, Deja. Amara's like, Deja, what are you doing here? So next scene is Deja, and she called her dad. She called her husband, aka Deja's dad, Titus. So it's Deja, Titus, and Amara's sitting there like, what's going on? And Deja explains that the boyfriend dumped her, so she dropped out of school. Okay, so I set you up in this school with all this privilege. Ho, Heaux. You are sitting up here with politicians, sons and daughters, and you're gonna drop out because some mediocre boy dumped you? I would split her skull. So the parents, like, I love the way they handled her, especially Titus. Titus jumped in. Titus said, listen, I will give you a couple of days to get yourself together, but trust and believe you are going back to school. And she goes upstairs like, oh, no, this is so unfair. Girl, let it be unfair, honey. Timmy, I wish you would. Don't go on the camera. I wish I would pay for you to go to an expensive behind college for you to drop out because some girl dumped you. Anyway, that would never happen to my sons because they are too cute to be dumped. And if they were ever dumped, the girl is an idiot. Okay? I'll crack your skull. Don't come in the camera. Anyway, so Amara talks to Titus. She said, thank you so much for handling that. I really appreciate it. Titus says, you know what? With everything going on, we need to give Deja some direction, and this cannot happen if I'm living separately. So listen, I will stay here for a few days until we wrap this Deja situation up. And then Amara was like, all right, I'll get dinner ready. And I was like, yes. Girl, you get dinner ready. You get dinner ready. That's a family unit that needs to be together. Amara's indiscretion, that affair, they were going through something. They need to get to the root of that. But as far as a family unit and staying together, listen, Amara, Titus, get it together and stay together. All right? Stephanie, when I first started watching the show, I was here for Stephanie and Titus getting together, but no. Titus needs to be with his wife, Amara. So that was a great scene, like family staying together. So Evan visits Daphne. Daphne was like, oh my gosh, Daphne's vulnerable and all beat up and bruised. Damn, her neck was purple. Her neck was purple as shit. Damn, her neck was purple. And Daphne said, I'm so happy you showed up. Daphne, don't do that. Don't let your vulnerability make you think that a visit from Evan Lancaster Jr., Mayor Evan Lancaster Jr., means that he cares about you. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. But they're getting to talking, and then Daphne drops the bomb that she was in the hospital. When she woke up, the woman that tried to kill her was dressed up as a nurse who was about to give her the needle. Oh! Another OMG moment. So that's why Daphne was so nervous when she saw that dark-haired nurse. She recognized that dark-haired nurse as trying to kill her. Oh shit. Oh my God, the writing in this is superb. Oh my God. So yeah, anyway, that was that scene. That was the big takeaway from that scene. Daphne, don't fall for the mayor. And B, oh my gosh, that dark-haired nurse is somebody significant. And she is. Because we see that Stephanie visits Greg Peters. You know, Stephanie walks in looking like a goddess. Even the way Robin Givens walks and brings Stephanie Lancaster to life is so regal. Stephanie comes in, and then somebody's coming down the stairs. It's dark-haired, crazy-ass nurse. Dark-haired, crazy. I was like, oh, shit, that's Greg Peters' cousin. I don't think I remembered that from last season, but that's his crazy-ass Serbian cousin. Why are all the crazy people from Serbia? Because on Power, one of the crazy drug lords of Serbia. Are the Serbians like crazy or something? But the crazy Serbian cousin comes down, the nurse that tried to kill Daphne, and Stephanie's like, okay, you are not here. I am leaving. She's like, oh yeah. The crazy cousin was like, no, don't leave. I need to talk to you. So Stephanie tried to leave and had these two big ass Serbian bodyguards blocking her. And Stephanie walked around like, all right, there's no way I can leave. But then Stephanie, who always walks with the Glock, she's always strapped. Stephanie tried to reach into her purse. And then the crazy nurse, raven hair color, was like, don't do that. Don't, if you think you're going to go in your purse and pull out some pea shooter, you will be dead before you even pull the trigger. And Stephanie was like, all right, I think she got me on that one. So the cousin was like, oh, this is the black, the piece of black ass that has my cousin twisted. Like, my cousin messed up so many other opportunities, you know, this project, the Rose Project or something, because of you. Like, oh, you are mad skinny. You are not my taste. And then the cousin was like, tell me, does he still do that thing where he ties your clitoris in knots with his tongue? Do the Serbians have sex with their cousins? I don't understand it. I got hella cousins. There's not one cousin I want to have sex with. Not one cousin I would like to have sex with. Gross. Stephanie Lancaster was like, I'm skinny, admittedly, because I keep myself in the gym, aka Sabine, put the wine down and join the gym. I keep myself in the gym, but maybe if you did the same, that you can look for other suitors outside your family tree. Clock the shit out that bitch. But anyway, by this time, Greg Peters walks in. Greg Peters is concerned. Greg Peters tells the cousin to go that way. Greg Peters is talking to Robin Givens. And I understand those two, like Robin Givens is, well, not Robin Givens, Stephanie Lancaster, who the character that she plays, is cheating on her husband, Evan Lancaster. But I believe Stephanie Lancaster and Greg Peters really feel something for each other because there's so much emotion. He's like, please do not pop up unannounced. At least until I send my cousin back to Serbia, because you do not want it with my cousin. You're not about that life. So Stephanie Lancaster was like, did you kill my father-in-law? Did you kill him? Because I loved it, that man. I loved it, that man. I loved it, him. He was like, I did not kill your father-in-law. I'm not going to say it again. I didn't have a reason to kill your father-in-law. Then, you know, Stephanie Lancaster was like, then your crazy ass cousin did it. He said, listen, let me handle my crazy ass cousin because you do not want that kind of smoke. Stephanie Lancaster said, if I find out she killed my father-in-law, she should be worried about me. And walked the hell off. I was like, oh, girl. Oh, girl. All right, so we get to Rondell. Rondell's back at the restaurant. She finds a chess piece and she's grieving. That's her daddy. That's her daddy. That's her daddy. She's so sad. And then while she's grieving, her love interest, the councilman, walks in. And the councilman was like, I have to tell you something. She's like, what do I have to tell you? What do you have to tell me? Like, spit it out. Spit it out. I'll go back there and ask my homegirl. She'll let me know. I am running for mayor. She's like, you're running for mayor against my daddy? No, I'm sorry. You're running for mayor against my brother? How can you do that? I'm like, Rondell, as much bitches as Mayor Lancaster is getting down with, you think he will make these kind of sacrifices for you? But she gets all upset and she's mad. She's like, just go. Just out. Just get out. I'm like, all right, Monzel, you give up your happiness and love with a good man for your no good ass brother. I'm like, all right, whatever, girl. So the last scene, we see the kidnapped little boy, Joaquin. I don't know why I'm so bothered about his name. I'm going to say that. I don't know. I think because the mom is Hispanic, the dad is black. I think that name is like Joaquin. I'm bothered by the name. But anyway, I'm not going to get into it so you guys don't drag me and the wig that I need to replace. But I feel like cultural appropriation. You could have named that boy Jose or some shit like that. But anyway, the boy is in the room with the kidnapper. We're like, oh, he's safe. And then my 9-year-old was like, Mom, he's playing Xbox. I said, okay, baby. He's playing Xbox, then he's safe, baby. He's safe. So, the boy's playing and he's safe. And then we see the kidnapper. We don't know who the kidnapper is. We've never seen the kidnapper, some guy. And then that was the knock on the door. Knock on the door. When the kidnapper opens the door, it's Bella's best friend. Holy cow. It's Bella's best friend. Bella's best friend is pressing him like, listen, we heard the kid was dead. Did you kill the kid? Really? He's like, no, I didn't kill him. He's right here safe and sound. Bella's best friend, the girl that's been comforting her without the whole episode, is the kidnapper. Holy cow. I love ambitions. I love ambitions. I am going to work on making these videos shorter, but I am so expressive and I am such a talker. So, all right, I know 42 minutes is a lot of time to demand from your time. So I do apologize, but oh Lord, Ambitious was so damn good. I had to try to get everything in that I can get in. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share. Sharing is caring. Really do appreciate every eyeball that has eyeballed this video. If you need help with resume writing, please look at the description box. I can look at your resume. I can hook up a dope resume for you. Follow my blog, blissfullysinglebee.com. And also, I was in Montreal a couple of days ago for a work trip, and I went to the Illumini. It's a Christmas walk. I put up a video on it. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Please take a look at it. It was like a sensory, like it was sensory overload of lights, and I loved every minute of it. Thank you guys so much. I am signing out. I will talk to you later.